Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our second episode of Virtual Tea Time Talk with Chuah. I'm Chuah, the CEO from Proceus. Okay, I always start my webinar with a question. So, everyone, my question is: do you have a cup of tea or coffee on your desk, just like me? If no, just click on the link in the chat box or scan the QR code at the bottom right of your screen to get your 25 ringgit voucher sponsored by the Big Two Bazaar. Okay, then you may get your favorite drink there. Okay, if some of you guys doesn't know what the Proceus is, maybe let me have a quick introduction. Okay, Proceus strives to provide the best end-to-end property technology solution, okay, for the construction and also the property development industry to do their digital transformation process. We are helping our client to transform the property buying journey in a unique, fully virtual, and also highly trustable and transparent experience. And of course, we as a solution provider, we are very care about our customer needs. Okay, therefore, we have picked the best of the best in the industry to work with us as our partner, and together we aim to provide the best solution all in one to you guys. Okay. Our main title today is actually on how to choose the best digital solution for your property business. Okay, and today we are going to discuss about the virtual property buying experience. Yeah, I would like to share with you guys a video before I introduce our partner speaker today. Yes, everyone, welcome back. Yeah, as you can see from the video, actually we got a lot of our strategy partner that join us and to provide our so-called end-to-end property solution. Okay, in order to let you guys to have a further understanding on what we together can do, I am very honored to have three of our partners joining me today for this webinar. Okay, the first one is from Loanplus, Mr. Cheng Jun Han, the fintech expert. And the second speaker is from IP88, Mr. Chong Lee Kian. Okay, he is the payment gateway expert for more than 20 years. Okay, and our third speaker is from Lipro. Okay, Miss Elizabeth Siu, the legal tech expert. Okay, so if you guys have any question for our speaker, just drop into the Q&A section. We will answer your queries later during the Q&A. Okay, hi Hans. How
Hi,
are you?
Chua. Great. Hope you are
Yeah,
safe in office, I can see.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay. So maybe I just give our audience and our supporter some of the brief description about what Hans do. Okay. Okay. Hans actually is a business development manager in Loanplus. If you guys are looking for a fintech that helps to reduce the loan application process, I think Hans is the perfect person you should look for. Yeah, with their fintech technology, Loanplus, okay, they are so-called the instant loan pre-approval technology. They actually helps the property buyer to understand their credit profile before they going to apply their loan. And guess what? It will actually helps you in increasing the approval chances if you are able to get about your financial background and also your profile before you apply. Yeah, so our partnership with the Loanplus and Proceus is going to benefit the Malaysian property landscape with a seamless sales process and an easy mortgage loan application. Yeah, so perhaps that Hans, maybe you can share your solution to our audience today.
Sure, definitely. Can we roll the presentation? Thank you, Chua, for the introduction. Okay, hi, I'm Han from Finology. We are a fintech company. We focus in lending insurance and we actually help the property buyers match with the banks for the best offers. Next slide, please. So I think Troy already introduced me. I have more than 10 years experience in this industry. I came from a property marketing background. Now I'm actually doing property fintech. Next, please. Okay, so the product that we are integrated together with Pro Sales is Loanplus. Definitely, some of you all have seen our products, which is called Loan Street. That is actually a B2C channel. You can check it out after that, after this talk as well. Next slide. Okay, so this does not come to a shock to anyone anymore. With the MCO, it's going to get even worse. So imagine having so many leads, but the rejection rate is actually hampering all your sales. So how do you actually pre-qualify all your leads even before it reaches the bank system? Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so our Loan Plus is a instant pre-approval loan technology, right? We help you to match with the best bank's offer that you have for your customers, right? So this technology is already integrated together with Pro Sales, so it can be done using the Pro Sales system. We help you to convert your booking to sales within 14 days. It's easy for you or your salespeople or even your sales agent to match the best inventory for your prospects. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is the standard process of applying for a loan. You identify the purchase and then you make a booking and then it goes for loan application, and then you will know whether your customer or you yourself are actually approved or rejected. So this whole process is very manual, is inconvenient, it's a long wait. It takes minimum 3 weeks, right, for you to even get a result from the bankers. Okay, next slide, please. All right, so what we did was you are able to use the Loanplus app, or as I mentioned, within the Pro Sales application as well. You will actually key in the customer's details or your own details, and then automatically you will get an SMS for you to fill up your income information. We will require your consent to extract the CTOS or experience report, and then we have up to 17 banks credit criteria within our system. So when the pre-approval report or the check is done, the report that is generated has up to 17 banks credit criteria. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so it's quite small, but the report looks something like this, very easy to digest. You can see on the top section, you have your full details and the property details. The second section, we break it down to three: the secret, CTOS, and the DSR. So the secret, CTOS, and the DSR is very easy to read. A and B is straightforward. C and D are the ones that would require some attention. And we will provide you with the advisory on how to actually maybe fix the credit before you move forward for the bank loan. Okay, and the third section of the report, as I mentioned, we have the 17 banks credit criteria. Definitely we can customize it to the panel banks for your individual projects. Okay, as for subsale, we can list all 17 banks. Okay, so on the third section, the thing that I want to highlight is the max loan eligibility, as you can see in the fourth column. So that will show you or tell you how much you can actually borrow and then from which participating banks. Okay, next slide, please. One of the new features that we have is that we capture the industry factor. So this industry factor is actually to help the bankers understand the customer profile a little bit more when they receive the case from the Loanplus app or from ProSales app. Okay, next slide, please. This is the LITE report that we have. This LITE report is generated within 1 minute. We only need the customer's consent. They do not need to answer any income information. Now, why is there a LITE report and a full pre-approval report? The difference is the LITE report is for like agents or customers who are not so willing to share their income information, but they still are okay for you to check their secrets and CTOS. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so definitely with our Loanplus process, it shortens everything. It makes things faster. We also support straight through process application, meaning after you have screened, you can directly apply to the bank, and the banker will actually receive the full screening results for them to pick up the case faster, and they know what type of income documents they need to actually collect, right, on the first touch point. All right, next slide. Okay, these are some of our clients who are using our application. Some are in API mode and some are using our standalone Loanplus app. Next slide. Okay, so you can see our application in terms of our DSR eligibility calculator. So those do not extract your secrets or CTOS. It's just based on the declaration that you key in. We are used by iProp, even on Loan Street, our own brand, Hatabumi, HProp, and all the developer websites. Okay, next slide. So today with Loan Plus and Pro Sales, the collaboration is going to be from the lead generation portion, right? Once you receive the lead, inside Pro Sales, you are able to actually screen the lead itself, okay? But what happens is, what if the lead actually convert to booking? Can I still screen? Yes, definitely. We have this function on two different touch points before the booking period and after the booking period, right? You are still able to screen your customers and get the result. Now, some of our clients do ask, what if they have already booked and already it's been more than 2 weeks? Can I still screen the customer? Yes, it's only a click of a button. There will be a screen now button, and then you just click it. Automatically your customer will receive the SMS. They just need to give us consent and fill up the information, and then automatically we will update the criteria and our screening results within the Pro Sales app, right? So all this happen instantly, and we are able to run 24 hours. So this tool is very good for everybody now because it's doing MCO. Everybody is doing sales online on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on TikTok, and every avenue. Developers or sales agents are actually looking to get sales, right? But after they gotten the sales, what do you do with it? You need to screen them before you submit to the bankers, because the bankers currently now are getting so many cases because of all the hype and the marketing that is done by developers, that they are processing it all the A and B customers as soon as possible, right? So when you reach all the C and D customers, those that need credit fixing, what happens next? That's where we come in. We will provide you with the credit advisory even within the Pro Sales app. We'll actually highlight to you the customers' issues or the customer's credit that needs fixing before they submit to the bank. Okay, next slide. Okay, so as I mentioned, we support straight through application with the banks. We have already signed agreement with 3 banks, as you can see here. We are working towards getting 5 banks by end of the year. This will actually help us verify our pre-approval report, and the screening criteria are all monitored by the banks. Next slide, please. Okay, as you can see here, it's a little bit small, but the banks will actually provide full support to us, right? We are one of their appointed vendors to actually carry out the screening and submit the case back to the bankers. So you will see that, oh, RHB, so does this mean I need to submit to your RHB banker? No. We will be able to upload your RHB panel bankers even on the branch level and submit cases to them. But rest assured, the screening criteria will come directly from HQ. Okay, so the efficiency here, as you can see, they will pick up the case within 24 hours, and if your customers submit all the loan documentations and income documentations, everything is in place, the loan offer letter can be out within 48 hours. Okay, next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, all right. So that is the end of my introduction and presentation. I think I'll bring Chua back in. So Chua, Mike as well, you just explain to the audience how our collaboration today is actually benefiting the landscape or even your clients, your use case.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, Hans. Yeah, just a very, very good news for all of you guys today. Okay. Our partnership with Hans and also Loanplus and also the Process is not only the integration part, but we actually got to provide a very special package, okay, to our other audience today, which we actually providing unlimited loan screening for 1 month to our clients, not only for our Process client, but also for the Loanplus client also. Okay. Then okay, yeah. Han, just now I saw your slide. You are more on
Yes,
the loan pre-approval technology, right? How
yes.
about the real application for the loan approval? Yeah, can it be processed through online?
Yes, definitely it can be processed digitally. I think by 2022, we will be able to submit directly into the bank when they actually open out for third party to connect into the bank system. So Phenology is one of the front runners. We are in touch with all the banks. We are ready to actually receive cases digitally and submit into the banking system. Currently now, the cases that are being submitted from the developer will be passed to the developer's bankers, right? So they will receive the cases from the Loanplus Banker app and process it accordingly. All right. But moving forward in the future, we see the entire landscape changing where Loanplus or Phenology as per se will be able to directly submit cases digitally into the banking individual banking system.
Yeah, yeah. Then does it mean that through the loan plus, normally for like we so called basically for a buyer, normally they won't go for only one banks, right? They will go for maybe simultaneously on maybe two or three banker. Then in this case, even loan plus also able to handle that.
Yes, we have developed our engine to be able to do multiple submissions with a click of a button, right? So any document uploaded in the future, including your booking form, your IC, and even your income documents after it has been verified, can be submitted to all the respective banks according to your wish. So all they have to do is just highlight which banks that they wish to submit to, and within a click of a button, the bank will actually receive the application.
Yeah, okay. So for all this, the latest status actually is updated by the banker side, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. Okay. Then I think there is a question come from our audience there. They say that through the Loan Plus, how can it actually really, since just now you mentioned that the pre-approval actually is able to do it within 15 minutes and also maybe for the light version even in 1 minute. Then some of our audience is actually curious about how accuracy is that report.
Okay, that is a very good query from the audience. So, how accurate a report is? For the pre-approval report, our accuracy is about 90%. For the light report, the accuracy is lower because we do not require the customer to actually give us their income input. Okay, but for the most of our clients or even our partners actually choose the pre-approval report because it's much more detailed. We know the DSR of the customers. We actually know more information about a prospect, in terms of their income and where they are working.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, it actually depends on the input from the buyer, right?
Uh, it's multiple factors for a loan submission, including the buyer's input and the validation of their income, right? And also definitely their repayment behavior and the litigation issues.
Yeah. Yes. Fully understand. Okay. So I think still I got one last question. Okay, like I will be asking on behalf of some of my buyer friend or maybe some of my investor friend. Okay,
Sure.
because we all know that for investment purpose or maybe from a buyer that got more than one, more than two or three property. Okay, usually their margin of the financing it will be always lower compared to the first home buyer. Then in this
Yes.
case, how the loan plus will keep on working for the cases if the margin of finance is too low for the purchaser. And will it be
So,
possible to appear with the bank for better conditions?
okay, so what we are actually working very closely with the banks is that how do you or how do we collaborate with the banks to identify customers who are asking for a better rate, right? How does the bank become more competitive in this space? Meaning that before the application is actually in the banking system, how does the bank actually know about this? So what we are doing now together with the banks is we're trying to collaborate with them to actually feed them more of this data for them to be able to actually give us a better value of feedback, meaning that I will know that, let's say for instance, Chuah is trying to apply for a housing loan. He has two facilities or residential property with let's say two of the other banks. So how do I reach out to Chuah and get Chuah to actually be interested in the offer that I want to give him? Because on a buyer's behavior, they would want to go back to a bank which they are familiar with for them to be able to get better rate. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes. So that will actually tell them that, okay, as a buyer, if I have a housing loan with X Bank, I would actually want to go back to X Bank so that I can appeal to him, say, hey, you know what? I'm going to apply for another one. I want a better rate. Okay. So all these things need to be feedback from the booking point of view through our system and back into the banker's system. For them to
Yeah.
be able to actually offer a very customized, very personalized system or message, or even offer back to the customers.
Yeah, okay. Fully understand that how the Loanplus actually works to help the buyer on this loan approval process. Yeah, okay. So thank you, Hans. Yeah, thanks for your knowledge and also experience that sharing with our audience today. Yeah. So if
Sure.
you
Thank you,
guys are
Chuah.
our audience, yeah, or our supporter, okay, today, if let's say you guys are very interested in our special package that provided by the Loan Plus and also the Pro Sales today, just kindly drop us the message, or maybe you just find out the sign up link in the chat box. Then our team will actually reach out to you. Okay, thank you, Hans. Thank you again. Yeah, for your sharing today. And here's our second speaker today. Okay, so let's welcome the co-founder and the business development director of IP88, Mr. Chong Lee Kian. Hi, Chong.
Hi, Chuah. Thanks for inviting
Yeah,
me
okay.
to share some of the payment related info.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe I just help you to do a introduction first. Okay. Like during this COVID-19 pandemic period, we all know that the number of transactions through the online payment has been increased and can say increased dramatically as everyone is staying at home. All the purchasing actually is done either sitting at the sofa or even lying at the bed. Yeah. So basically, but all the while for most of us actually is standing on the point of view of user, okay, that used to be keep on paying the money through the e-commerce. But imagine that the online payment is not only support for the e-commerce, but also support in property buying. Yeah, and today, Zhong actually will introduce how IP88 can provide the most comprehensive payment solution and help the property business grow by allowing the property buyer to transact securely using their payment method. Yeah, so Zhong, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Chua, for introduction. Okay, probably I'll go very fast to introduce about IP88. Please help me for next slide. Okay, basically, we started in year 2000. We started as an e-commerce merchant. During that time, we basically actually provide a platform to sell a prepaid top up to end user. Currently, we have around 200 people in our company, and we have connected and working together with more than 100 financial institutions in the region, as well as we have around 40,000 merchants, e-commerce as well as retail merchants. So currently, IP88 Malaysia is actually a subsidiary to NTT Data Japan. NTT Data has acquired IP88 in 2015. Next, please. Okay, basically this is our presence in region. In this region, basically we have our offices in Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, Cambodia, as well as under entity we have our counterpart in Vietnam and North Asia like Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong. Next. Okay, this is where our strength. As mentioned, we have been in the industry for more than 20 years. So we have developed our own scalable and flexible payment system, as well as we built in our fraud solution to prevent or reduce, eliminate potential fraud. Okay. We also working with the so-called ecosystem player. We are regular under central bank, so we work closely with Visa, Master, even the e-wallet players, Alipay, Boost, Touch and Go, GrabPay, ShopeePay, and we are now not only doing online, we also offer the offline retail payment option, terminals, payment via kiosk, POS system. Next. So this is our omni-channel and holistic approach in terms of payment. You can see that we are not only focused traditionally on e-commerce, or where we started, but we have extend our coverage to physical retails. Okay, and you can see our terminal if you go to Old Town or you go to Nandos, all those. Okay, we have connected to almost all the payment options available. Okay, you can see a lot of these e-wallets. I think last few years, e-wallets was a hit or hot topic in this region. And these 2 years, we foresee buy now pay later will be increasing more. It means due to the pandemic and more people probably have less credit to live it. They may actually get a microloan from a buy now pay later player. Next. Okay, this is some of our products. We have our product range from online, payment, include campaign and promotion that some of our merchant running promotion with banks. If let's say the customer using this particular bank card, they'll get certain percentage of discount. And we also do recurring, and which recurring is what we call very viable for so-called especially property management, especially a property purchase scenario. Because why? For example, to purchase property after the customer sign and when the project is ongoing, there's a progress payment. So some of our client, they use it to allow their customer to pay the progress payment. Okay, then recurring payment is for condo maintenance. After they deliver the project, they still have to manage it for 1 or 2 years before pass to JMB, all those. Okay, so we have installment plan as well. Tokenization is for customer to save a credit card. Email payment is basically used for some of the use cases when customer come and view at the showroom when during non-pandemic time or MCO time. Normally during sales event, customer walk in to see the model house, all those, but they not able to make decision. So when they go back after think twice, then they can decide to buy. They can call the agent, and agent can use our email payment to send them a payment link for them to pay the booking fees. Okay, something like that. Solution for retail is basically just how I mentioned, is like terminals, kiosks, all those, the payment via physical devices. And next. So just now I shared already, this is the product list. Next. Okay, this is our offline retail. That's why I just now share with you all, we support all the e-wallets in the market. Next. Okay, so since this is talking about the property related industry or property industry, we have been start to getting the clients or merchants from property industry since probably 2-3 years back. Okay, and there's two segments of properties industry that we provide the payment. One is the property development. Property development means it's new project. Okay, to collect the booking fees online. But of course, due to regulation, the customer have to pre-register before they can do the online booking, and we are working with a few developers, and some even allow the customer to design their own interior layout. You get what I mean? But they need to pay the booking fees. Booking offline, basically we have a few of these property client, because they are facing problem during the sales event with their physical terminal. Because always booking, customer use a card to pay, swipe for the deposit. Problem is the finance cannot recon. Okay, actually who is paying this particular amount, is paying for which unit, which phase booking. Okay, so that's why we customize our virtual terminal for them so that they can map out. Progress payment, one of the property developer, they allow their customer to monitor their project progress as well as doing the payment, the progress payment via their mobile app. Okay, we even have one developer that they want to implement the cashless for the whole township, so they want to launch their own e-wallets, so we provide the solution to them. So this is basically for property development. So we have another segment is more on the completed property, which is the management. Okay, next. So property management part, that a lot of condos or those gated community, they start to enable the digital payment via online, so that the residents or tenants, they can pay the bills and maintenance via online anytime, instead of have to wait for the management office open, only can arrange to go and pay. So they can pay online anytime and they can see the deal amount. Okay, they also can sign up for recurring, means they can register a credit card every month. The property management, for example, ProSales system, can automatically help the JMB or property developer to collect the maintenance fees as well as sinking fund, all those. Some of these property developers, especially commercial, they also doing offering the parking, season parking. So that is where they also integrate with IP88 to enable, especially those season past owners to pay for their season renewal, the monthly renewal. Other is like facility booking. Some of these properties that to book the facility, a hall, whatever, they need to pay. So those are the area that we enable digital payment to facilitate the property industry. Next. So this is currently some of our clients from property sectors. They every client may use for different purposes. Okay. Next. So this is where IP88 strength. We provide omni-channel, online and offline, because some of these property developer also get the terminal from us to put in their management office for those walk-in, which they can pay using e-wallets, or cards. We offer a single connectivity to support all the payment options, so that you no need to talk to so many party. Okay, credit card to apply credit card, wallet, so many, online banking is one stop. Okay. We also communicate with our bank partner, e-wallet partner, to run promotion. We provide 24/7 support, as well as we have a very long experience in terms of digital payment. So this is where the IP88 strength. And I end my sharing until here. Thank you. This is where our partnership with ProSales. Okay, our collaboration. So ProSales, we work with ProSales to enable the digital payment online via their app, so that the payment can be fully completed for property bookings. So that is where it provide a one-stop. ProSales provide a one-stop solution, include the booking fees in the one app. Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, John. Thanks for your sharing. Yeah. Just a question for you.
Yeah.
For you as a seasoned we can call it as a fintech expert also. Okay. Like, can you help to explain that how IP88 actually known as the number one payment gateway solution, and how are you differentiating yourself, the IP88, from the other e-payment platform?
Okay, so basically, one is like we are very experienced in the industry. That's why we have more than 20 years experience. And also, for example, we work very closely with industry players. Okay, people like process, whatever. You see, when we go to every industry, we need to customize our solution specific for the industry, because every industry, the payment requirement may be different than e-commerce. Because e-commerce very straightforward. You go there and buy, purchase and pay. But for
Yes.
property, different. You have the booking fees. You may need to reverse the booking fees. Is, let's say, for example, this purchaser not entitled for the loan. Okay, so we can use a pre-op. Okay, if entitled, then we can only capture. So then this will help to reduce the refund requirement. You see that a lot of property company facing this problem. We can see just now, hand sharing, 50% rejection rate. Okay, this rejection rate actually create problem for property developer, because why? They need to refund the booking fees. You get what I mean? So to them, it's
Yeah.
operational, occur a lot of job. So for us, when they do booking, we can do pre-op. We lock the customer credit card credit. Okay, we don't charge. So when the loan approval confirm, only we trigger to capture the charge. Okay, if the loan is not approved, then we don't capture. There's no refund request required. All those. So these are all the possibilities that we work with industries, players, partners, to customize our payment solution to solve the pain points of that industry. So every industry, they have their own pain point in terms of the payment. For example, so just now you see the booking. So you see, for sales come out this booking app, you have to solve a lot of problem of property developer. Because why? Like just now I shared, we have one of the top 3 property developer. They have millions of payment not able to refund. Because why?
Yeah.
During sales event, booking fees, they didn't write down properly on this booking is for which phase, which unit, So just
Yeah,
give a
fully
receipt,
agree.
End of the day, the finance say, hey, I collect so many payment. This
But I
number of
don't know
payment,
which of the transaction is actually refer to which unit, right?
so exactly. So that is where this is our strength. Our strength is we have developed the solution for different things. For example,
Yeah.
other than property, we have developed solution for insurance. So we have more than 60% of insurance company using. We have a payment solution for telco, payment solution for medical industry. So that is where this is our key strength in terms of solutioning. We are not like, oh, this is standard, integrate, done. Okay, so that's where, like for example, we can work closely with pro sales to come out more different model of payment. Like I mentioned, okay, after purchase, you can enable progress payment.
Yeah.
Customer can pay, they can monitor the project, and they can pay the progress payment via the apps. Okay, there's many areas. So that is where this I pay this strength. And of course, we work closely with a lot of financial institutions. Whatever new payment, we will ensure this payment method is enabled.
Yeah, and also you also for your side, I think you also need to recognize that this payment method actually is the what the industry needs, right?
Yes. That's why that you see when we go into industry, we work closely with our client.
Yeah,
Because we need to understand. You see, I'm not an expert in property. To be honest, I'm expert in payment, I can say. But when it comes to
yeah,
property, I'm a kindergarten. So that's where we learn from our partners. We learn from our merchant, our clients. What are their pain point? What are the problem they face in terms of payment? Then we customize the solution specific for the industry.
yeah.
So it's when we do one, the other similar property developer have the similar problem. You get
Mm.
me? So when we come to it, this is the solution we have to solve this problem. So after we work with 5 to 6, we roughly know 80 or 90% of the payment issue property developer facing. You know?
Yeah. Chong, actually, I fully agree for your ideas. We are actually not only the solution provider, but we are actually a problem solver.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, John. Thanks for your sharing today. Yeah. If let's say for our audience, if let's say you guys want to know further about how actually our process is work together with the IP or even that you guys are interested in our services for the IP you can actually also WhatsApp us. Okay, the link is actually at the chat box there. So that we can provide you our partner services and also the special rate for you guys. Yeah, okay. So last but not least, okay, for our last speaker today, okay, let us welcome our legal tech partner, okay, Miss Elizabeth Siu from the Lipro system. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, hi, Chua. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. Yeah, okay. So I
Okay.
think that for our audience and even for the publics, okay, I believe that all of you guys is heard about the e-payment, okay, like what the IPATM, what John actually presented just now. But however, like after paying the booking fee online, okay, what is the next thing that we have to do? Okay, we have to sign the agreement and also some of the documents. Okay, like if I tell you that we can make the signing process virtually, we can sign online. Okay, I'm sure that most of you guys will have a lot of questions in the either on technology wise or even the legal perspective. Like whether like I think most of you guys were curious that whether this works or not, and will it end up with a dispute or maybe an argument. Yeah. So in order to answer all of you guys all this kind of the pressing question, okay, we have Elizabeth here with her Lipro solution. Okay, yeah, actually, LITE is a Malaysia homegrown legal tech company that providing the legally binding and admissible e-contract, and e-signing protocol for the related real estate documents. Yeah, so Elizabeth, can you just explain more about how the process of the full solution of the property developer through the legal technology?
Okay, sure. Can we have the slide, please? Okay, wait. Let me move my head. There. How to make sure my head is correct? Oh dear, got to move my head correctly first. Like that. Okay, don't move. Okay, so yes. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you have your coffee. All right. So what we have actually heard from the two other colleagues of ours. So in terms of sales and marketing process for a developer. Yes, actually we can now do online viewing, we can do virtual viewing 360, and also we can do online pre-checking of loan eligibility of any prospect. We can do the booking form, pre-book the unit, as well as make payment online. So like what Chuah was saying, what happened after that? Because you still need to sign the booking form and also other documents that come along, right? So I'm here to actually just share with our friends here what about like e-signing in Malaysia? Because most of the time when I talk about e-signing, the first question that always come to me is whether is it legal in Malaysia. Okay, so can we have the next slide? Okay, now in Malaysia, these are some of the statute that is governing electronic and cyber law related matter. Okay, for example, if we talk about electronic signature, we have Electronic Commerce Act since 2006. So can you imagine in Malaysia, 2006, when we started to have e-commerce, we already have the E-Commerce Act, and inside E-Commerce Act, electronic signature was already legalized at that time. Okay, now we go even further prior to that, digital signature. In Malaysia, since 1997, 1997, we already had Digital Signature Act. This was during the time where Tun Mahathir was a prime minister. That was his first term as prime minister. He wanted to create he actually created Multimedia Super Corridor, MSC. That's when Cyberjaya was born. And he enacted this act, Digital Signature Act. And Malaysia already had the technology back in 1997. It's actually encryption, it's based on encryption keys. It's just like blockchain technology, all right? Back in 1997, and most of the government servants are using digital signature. Now, of course, in order for us to legally use digital signature, we must go under a certification authority. In Malaysia, there are 4 only, okay, which are licensed under MCMC. So those are digital signature. However, in the commercial sector, including the bank, most of the commercial sector are only using electronic signature because I think the adoption and the user experience is easier and smoother. All right, can we have the next slide? Okay, so when it comes to electronic signature, these are the standard 4 questions that I get all the time. First, in order to electronically sign, you need to have an e-contract, right? So the first question is whether is e-contract legal in Malaysia? 2, whether is e-signature is legal in Malaysia? And 3, whether e-contract and e-signature is safe? And finally, the most important, whether it's admissible in court in evidence. Why the final question is the most important? Because I realized that if we talk to any IT people in Malaysia, in the market now, actually an IT person, they can do e-signing. Like Adobe, every day we are going into Adobe, including myself. You open an Adobe document, you just like drag the box, and then you just type your name, then you can actually have the signature already. So this is a very simple way of doing e-signature, all right. But the question is whether is this legal or not, acceptable in Malaysia under the law. Whether when you take this document, you go to court, whether the judge will recognize that or not. So that is the question. It's not whether you can put the signature there. In fact, I realize many even companies directors they will pre-sign some signature there's an image, they drag the image, then just put it there now. And sometimes what the PA does, they photostat the boss signature scan it, then after that they just crop it, and every time during MCO they cannot see the boss to sign, right? They sign on behalf of the boss. They crop the signature, they just drop it to the letter, drop it to the memo and notices, then they send out. So all these are signature being illegally used without authority. So totally is wrong in law, okay? But most of the people in the market are not legally trained. So they do not see it from this perspective, okay? Now, next slide, please. So now in Malaysia, when we talk about real estate, the real estate has gone online since I think 4 or 5 years ago with all the automation that is happening. So like from viewing to booking to loan to even management, rental management, property management. But contract is the only one that is left behind. Okay, so now slowly, next slide. Okay, slowly, the e-signature is coming to be recognized by most people because of the pandemic. They can do sales, but they cannot sign contract, they cannot sign booking form. So most people are now going into e-signature. They can accept it already. So the documents that can be signed in Malaysia using e-signatures are all commercial documents. Any commercial document, you can e-sign it. So, but before you implement, you must know your goals and you must set an SOP to do it. It's not simply a Adobe just sign, You got to have some SOP, to how do you get to a e-contract or e-document? How do you administer the signature? Where does it store and so on? Okay, can we have the next slide? Okay, so what I want to share with you, this is industrial use case in the real estate industry, e-signing of sales booking form. So as you can see from the sales process, this is actually an end-to-end sales process from virtual viewing. You can even have your AI customer service chatbot, digital sales kit, and so on. Then you can go to a online real-time booking management software to select the unit, book the unit, reserve it, then make payment online. Then you can generate a booking form as well. So after the booking form is being generated, e-signing will have to happen. Now, how we come in from LITE Report system is that we are building the legal trail as an underlying trail of the electronic signature. Okay, it is not just a PDF document with the e-sign, but there is actually a process, an SOP, a protocol that you have to go through, and all this need to be in compliance to Bank Negara requirement, which is multi-factor authentication. Meaning, when you want to capture someone's e-signature, you must know the person's identity, what he possesses, PIN number, is it the real person or not? I think I have a slide that explains that. Maybe we go to the next slide. Okay, now this is how we integrate ourselves together with ProSales. As you know, ProSales is an end-to-end solution for sales and marketing process. So now, once the sales is being made, payment gateway and the loan is pre-approved, we will come in at the back end to administer this electronic signature protocol so that when your booking form is generated, when it is signed, there is a legality aspect to it. And this booking form, in the event the person dispute it, you can take it to court and use it. Okay, next slide. Okay, now this is what I was talking about. A properly administered e-signature is one that you can admit in court as evidence. So authentication is very important. So you can see some of the factor that we need to do. Human memory, meaning you must remember your password. Your hardware devices, meaning your like for example your mobile phone IMEI number. So if you have registered using this mobile, so this is a hardware that you use. Okay, online servers. Okay, so where there is like a login password, biometric, your eye, your facial, your thumbprint. Okay, log on password again, authentication to the application or the website, and authorization. These are all password related. Okay, next slide. This is the last. Next slide. Okay, now, so in the past, I realized most of the users are using two-factor authentication, including the bank, including credit card. Two-factor usually is what? You come in, you register, you have to register your mobile and also your email address, and we will cross-check to make sure email and mobile is it tallies. When you want to sign, you just need a one-time password, for example. That's it. So the one-time password is sent to your mobile. However, if there is no authentication of your identity, meaning Okay, for example, I just share with you a very simple example. My name is Elizabeth Siew, but that is not my IC name. My IC name is Siew Wai Kit. But whenever I go to all these e-signature platform in Malaysia, in the world, wherever, I like to play this thing. I will always register myself as Elizabeth Siew, and I will see whether do they verify my ID or not. And most of the time they don't. In fact, all the time they don't. So I, as Elizabeth Siew, I managed to register as a user and do e-signing. So for example, I e-sign a contract with you, then I dispute. I play dirty on the contract. And now today you want to sue me. How are you going to sue me? You take this contract, you ask a lawyer, please check Elizabeth Siew, where she is. I want to serve the summon on her, Elizabeth Siew. So your lawyer run a check in IC department, no such person. Even if you go to, I'm a lawyer, go to bar council, you cannot find Elizabeth Siew. I don't exist in the record of Malaysia. How are you going to sue me? I managed to sign a contract with you. You were very happy. But now you want to sue me, you want to go after me, you cannot. Why? Because you have not verified my identity. Okay? So that is the reason now Bank Negara has imposed a new guideline whereby they want all banks to have at least 3-factor authentication, meaning you must verify the identity, okay, IC biometrics, all right, we match our face and our IC, that is eKYC. Then you need to have a token, for example, ATM card token, so that is a hardware that you have. You need to have a user or password, something you remember, okay? So these are like multi-factor authentication. Then with this combination, we keep track the trail of all this, okay, in the backend system. This is where we keep it and use it in court someday when it's needed. Okay, so this is just a general introduction of what e-signing and the legality and admissibility of e-signing, why it's so important in Malaysia. All right, I think with that, that is the end of my sharing.
Yeah, thanks, Elizabeth. I think you provide a lot of the use case, for our audience today about how they need to react, or maybe what is the authentication that we'll be using on the court if let's say there's any dispute, for our client. Yeah, okay. Just I'm actually curious about one thing. Since everything, all the documentation and even the signing is online, which means it's virtually, right? Like will the people or maybe will the buyer they will still get the hard copy of the contract after they signing?
Okay, this is a good question. Of course, they can print a copy. All right, so they will have their digital copy for safekeeping. So the digital copy will be actually like the original, because from the system you can tell when it was generated. There is a timestamp on the document one. In every system we have timestamping. So when document is generated, there's timestamp. When the document is signed, there's timestamp. So the document become valid when it's timestamped. So you keep the digital copy. Then they can print a hard copy for safekeeping if they want to, and they can
Yeah,
use it.
so which
as a
means that
copy.
this hard copy actually also protected legally, right?
Okay, the hard copy is only a copy. It's not. We still need to refer back to the digital copy. So that's why very interesting, In the
Yeah,
future, when you go to court, you see the copy, right? There's a chop, what? ASA, original, right? There's a chop,
yeah,
original.
yes.
Then you see the signature got pen one, ink one, Then you want to know whether signature is correct or not. You ask a handwriting expert. So the handwriting expert come and see the signature, testified this is correct. But in the future, no more handwriting expert. We are going to call IT engineer, an engineer that look after the server, who generate the report, to come and say that, this server, not tampered with, we have all the password, the firewall to protect this server. So now this server create this timestamp. So therefore, this timestamp is correct. So that digital copy and the hard copy, if tally, the content tally means that is the correct copy.
Oh, okay. Which means that if in future the recognition for the hard copy of the contract actually is referred back to the system, we so call it
Yes,
the audit trail, something like a digital audit trail,
yes,
right? Oh,
yes.
okay. Wow, it's very interesting. Like, is it that this thing will be
That's the
actually
future
replaced
lah.
by the AI?
Yeah, yeah. I think that is the future lah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Like talking about the hard copy of the contract, right? Okay, like for now, we actually is still buying the property, right? Let's say that if let's say I'm the buyer after I buy this property, I using the e-signing, I got the e-contract. Then at the end, maybe I sell this property in the future. Yeah, will it be problem that if I using this kind of the e-contract or the e-signing for the next owner?
Okay. Again, I think this is very good questions. I have to be very honest. At this point of time, all the commercial contract, you can legally e-sign it. So the proof is in the e-copy. When I want to sell also, I send you the e-copy. You see it, that is the correct copy. Then you use that as one of the proof. Then you sell, you sign again a new agreement lah, to sell the property, for example. So, but however, the entire ecosystem on e-signing is not completed yet in Malaysia. It's not completed yet. We will probably need another 2 to 3 years. The reason is this: under KPKT, the Ministry of Housing, they are actually in the midst of creating their system for ESPA. So Ministry of Housing are doing their own system for ESPA, meaning all the Schedule G, H, I, and J, SMP will next time you have to download from the Lembaga Perumahan.
Oh,
Then
okay, which means they control all the templates.
they will control already. Then see government loan, housing loan, LPPSA. LPPSA loan, all the template is also from their system.
Yeah.
They are already in the e-system, right? You already that. Then LHDN stamping. Right now we do e-stamping, meaning we upload online, we create e-stamping. Then there's a sigil stamp. We got to print the sigil stamp right now. But again, they are in the midst of converting to digital stamp. So digital stamp you cannot print. Your print
Yeah.
copy is only a copy. You got to rely on the digital copy as the original. You know? So all these are happening. And now, next is the bank. The bank needs to wake up and quickly, start to take care of their cloud server or whatever. So the bank will start to store the digital copy of all these contracts. Then in the
Okay,
future,
okay.
everything is going to be digital, including the bank. So this is not immediate. We are in a transition period, but it
Yeah,
has to happen.
yeah. It
Yeah,
still
because
needs
government
need the support from the
needs some,
government and also the bank
but
side, right?
yeah, but now it's starting by the government initiative. So
Yeah.
developer will have to follow. If the developer do not start to look into this and make sure your system is compatible, you can do this, then you're going to be lacking behind. By the time government is ready, private sector not ready. So that's why I urge all the developers to please start looking at it now before
Yeah,
it's
and
too late.
actually, from my experience here, actually, most of the developer already start to looking it. Like since we already go through for our MCO 3.0 today, FMCO, I think most
Yep.
of the developer they start to realize that hey, I don't have the steers for the past MCO period, and even that they got the steers, how they are going to close the case. Yeah, correct. Right? Yeah,
Yes,
because
yes.
that, yeah, they can't. If let's say they one day the owner doesn't sign the SMP, okay, the
Yep.
agreement. One day you cannot claim that this years you already
Yeah.
secure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
actually,
No,
this
actually
is
very good example. Chua,
yeah,
you see, now, like this round, our lockdown is like 3 weeks, 3 weeks
yeah,
lockdown. And during this lockdown, all the legal firm are not allowed to work. Actually, we
yeah.
submit to MITI, no approval for MITI. So you
Oh,
got 3 weeks time, no, MITI is not
yeah. You
giving
can't do
any
anything. Yeah.
approval. Cannot. So lawyer firm cannot work. Is it
Yeah,
so? That's why
fully
the only
understand.
solution
Yeah.
is automation one in the future. We
Yeah,
need to
and
automate
also go digital also lah. Yeah,
digital.
in
Yeah,
order to
yeah,
survive actually, we are
yeah.
not talking
True.
about sustainability. We are talking about
Correct. Yeah, right.
survivability already.
Yes, yes. You're right. You're right. That's so right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for our audience today, if you want to know more further about how Process and LIPRO that work together, that we providing the e-signing solution inside our Process. Yeah. Just WhatsApp us, or maybe you fill up the Google form link at the chat box there. Okay. Our team will actually wish you guys and then to have maybe a free demo to chat with you guys. Okay. Yeah, so I think thank you so much for Elizabeth. Okay, and thank you very much for
Thank you.
all of our
Thank you.
partners inside. And we hope that today's section is actually will help you guys to make the right decision when you're choosing the best digital solution for your project. Okay, and today we got the best of the best solution in the market. Today with us to sharing their ideas and also their experience and some of their use case where the MC where currently the industry players facing using this FMCO. Okay, so if you guys have any further question regarding our services, just again, please fill up the Google form link or the WhatsApp us, WhatsApp to our contact. Okay, our team will be in touch with you. And thank you once again for the time to joining us today. Okay, do remember that we are having our third episode on next Friday again. Yeah, same time, 3 o'clock, okay? And we will discuss about the after sales service in the property industry. So basically, we will be talking about the property handover, the handling of the defect liability period, and also the property management part. Okay. So for now, I'm going to finish my coffee now, and don't forget to scan the QR code at the bottom right of your screen. Yeah, to get your 25 ringgit voucher sponsored by the Big Two Bazaar, so that you can drink with me on our next week's section. Okay, enjoy your drink, stay safe, stay at home, and bye everyone.